Hello, I'm Richard Hardy, and I'm here to share with you the story of High Point Christian Academy. I'm going to take you back over 20 years ago when God first placed the vision for a Christian school in the hearts of the pastor and the people of Green Street Baptist Church. In 1994, the members and friends of Green Street Baptist began to seek direction from God on the feasibility of starting a new Christian school here on this campus. And through the work and prayers of the church, committee members, and friends in our community, a plan began to take shape.
In thinking back as to why High Point Christian Academy was so successful, I'm reminded of two reasons out of many. One being how it was conceived. High Point Christian Academy was bathed in prayer for 2 years before we had any students. Another reason that I think the Academy was so successful was the mission statement that was put in process by the first school board. Part of it included making sure that each student was able to get a God-based education along with academic excellence.
Much prayer and deliberation went into this decision, which would forever change the course of history for Green Street, for its members, and for the entire community. In May 1995, Green Street Baptist Church voted by a 96% vote to establish a Christian school for kindergarten through 3rd grade. And after that decisive vote, Pastor Mac Brunson penned these words in the May 1995 reminder.
We as a church have a great and a grave responsibility. The Lord has placed this church in the heart of this city for the purpose of doing His will and His work. There are many out there who look to Green Street for leadership, direction, and innovation in ministry. Now, many are looking to us to set the pace in Christian education. Who knows what God will do in the years to come with our faithfulness to follow His leading in this new area of ministry.
Dr. Brunson's question rang out, who knows what God will do? Many families began to step forward to enroll their children in the school that board members elected to call High Point Christian Academy.
Looking for a head of school was a critical part of starting the school. Obviously, it's the most important hire you make, especially to start from scratch. And so I was asked to be the chairman of the search committee for a head of school. There was this one resume from this young man at Calvary Christian that God just kept bringing to the top over time. We scheduled a visit to go meet with Mr. Richard Hardy at Calvary Christian School in Charlotte.
We opened our doors in the fall of 1996 with 96 students in kindergarten through 3rd grade. Knowing it will never be like this again, Christian education began at Green Street Baptist Church.
One of the things I thought in my mind was so awesome was the very first class and the parents who entrusted their kids to the very first class. We were the second, but we got a year to see what an awesome thing was going on here.
We were just so grateful to Green Street, just overwhelmed by their faithfulness, their obedience to what God had called them to do at that time, because I'm sure it's risky at best to start something from the ground up, and they were very faithful as a church to start something, because we didn't even go here at the time. We attended another church.
As God blessed the church and school, another grade was added each year. In 1999, Green Street constructed a new education facility, and in 2000, HPCA earned its accreditation. The very next year, Green Street completed the new gym, the Refuge, and the Academy Board decided to add a high school program. HPCA constructed the new high school building in 2004, and the HPCA class of 2006 consisted of 31 graduates, including 7 lifers. What began with 6 classes in the church building grew into a full preschool through 12th grade program with 12 different sports, a full fine arts program, and a diverse school family from over 135 different congregations in the area. Many mission trips, homecomings, ball games, graduations, and fruit sales later, God called me to serve elsewhere, and a major transition occurred for HPCA.
Hello, I'm Keith Curley, and I became the head of school for HPCA in June 2014. God has certainly blessed High Point Christian Academy in many ways over the years. From a single large desktop computer in the 1996 office, HPCA now operates a smartboard in almost every classroom. We use 3D printers and iPads and offer instruction in computer programming. 32 athletic teams now compete on HPCA fields and courts, with almost 70 students going on to play sports in college. Our 10 graduating classes have earned almost $24 million in college scholarships, with test scores and college admittances competitive with any school in the area.
That first initial decision, that first step of faith, and really not knowing, because at that point not all the grades were in place. But once we made that first step and then just walked the process over time, we wouldn't have had it any other way, and we don't regret one day of our boys being educated here.
It's just really neat to see how it's grown and just how the Lord has grown it, and you know, the faithfulness again of Green Street, and I think how God's honored that faithfulness.
When Dr. Brunson asked, "Who knows what God will do?" who could have imagined that God would touch almost every state in the nation in some way through the students and faculty of High Point Christian Academy? Our students have been to over 40 different countries, either with missions or academic studies, resulting in thousands of hours in missions and service work.
It just never ceases to amaze me to know that what he started with just 96 kids, has grown into something that truly impacts lives every day, you know, eternally, but all over the world.
We felt like our girls, when they left here, they got more than a piece of paper. They got eternal foundation, and that's something you can't buy. You can't, you have to know it, and we're just thankful that that's what they have.
Keeping God in the process, High Point Christian Academy has become one of the premier schools in the state of North Carolina. I'm very proud of High Point Christian Academy. Go Cougars, go!
I want to personally thank you, Green Street Baptist Church, for the ministry of High Point Christian Academy.
As we stand ready to enter our third decade in Christian education, speaking for the countless individuals who have been blessed, we say thank you, Green Street Baptist Church, for the ministry of High Point Christian Academy.